Hey, welcome back everybody. Today's episode is going to be how to pack your tinder pouch properly so it passively makes fire nesting material for you. Stick around. Welcome back, guys. So this is the style of tinder bag from the Hidden Woodsman that I'll be giving away on most of the giveaways that I chime in on, the PBC giveaways. Basically, if you pack this properly and wear it on your hip, you don't even have to find center fire nesting material because this will do it for you. Let me show you first what I've gathered and got on the table. So as you can see, I got a few things here, and depending on how you pack those in here is depending on how well this will work for you. All right, guys, so to make this video a little more interesting, what I did is I also have video clips of me actually testing these ideas out in the field, and I'll be interchanging those in this video as we go along. The first thing is the pine duff. That goes right on the bottom because those pine needles are highly flammable. They like crackle. So again, you want those on the bottom catching everything. That's like your base. All right, so now that I have that soft layer, it's almost like a collecting filter down on the bottom of the bag. What I like to do is I like to lay on top of that some cedar bark. Now, you don't have to do much to it. So it fits down in the bottom, kind of, and lays on top of those pine needles. All right, so now I have my pine duff, and then on top of it, I have a small layer of cedar bark that's not covering it fully. It's just kind of acting as a barrier. And that's gonna also keep those pine needles down near the bottom where we want them. So the next thing that I do is I get the cattail. Now these are perfect, and I kind of picked them like that when I harvested them because they almost fit exactly across. Don't go and break it all up and make a mess of it because that's gonna happen on its own. Now I have my pine duff on the bottom, some cedar bark across here kind of acting as a barrier. But that's also, I now have the cattail is pushed down on that. So as you can see, what's happening is I'm layering this, and what I really want to happen is I want to now take birch bark and I want to lay it on top of that cattail. And what's the nice part about birch bark is, if you notice about birch bark, it's just mangled, it's awkwardly cut. There's nothing uniform about this. It's actually jagged. And the final thing I'm gonna stuff in there to cap this all off so nothing escapes, like all the little fluffy things in the air right now. I'm gonna take some of my fire nesting grass and I'm gonna fold it and stuff it down there. So basically, I've got my layers. All right, so the idea of the fire nest is to fold it in half and use the natural scent right there. You always want to break up those fibers. So even there, ready to go. You can almost see what's happening. As I start to cinch this down, I'm creating almost like some teeth on a saw, a little bit of rigid cedar bark, And as I walk around and this flies back and forth on my hip, it's grinding all of that stuff. A little bit of cedar bark is kind of falling off. A little bit of birch bark is grinding away some of the cattail, which is falling down, drifting down here into the pine duff. So when I reach down in the bottom of my tinder pouch, the key is to reach down the bottom. Oh boy, you will find. I never fail. I just grab a bunch of that pine duff, and as I'm coming up, stuff just floats out of there, and I have this wonderful looking core to a fire nest. And I've just stuffed it in there nicely. For fun, in the back I'll put a piece of birch bark, but that is just like pine duff, cedar bark dust, cattail fluff, and any other type of powdery juice that wanted to be on the bottom of my tinder bag. Let's give this thing a spark. I just lay it right in there. So that's what I meant, guys. This is a passive bushcraft item that just sits on your hip and does the work for you as long as you pack it right. So, I mean, it can't get any easier than that. You can get these on thehiddenwoodsman.com. This is heading out to Ed at Grizzly Taco. He was the alternate winner of my prize in Maplehouse Knives 1,000 subscriber giveaway that they just had. So I'll be sending this out to Ed tomorrow. Go check out all these channels in the description box below. PBC, Ed at Grizzly Taco, and Craig over at Maplehouse Knives. Tell them Kevin sent you. I appreciate you watching. PBC out.